You just have to try different things, and even if 99% of them fail, you only have to be right one time. You don't have to figure it all out in advance. You can be wrong, you could pick the wrong career, you can pick the wrong job, you can pick the wrong spouse, you can pick the wrong whatever. But you get it right one time, you're set. But if you don't try, and if you don't go out there and try all those different things, you'll never get that one time. And so it's not a question of, okay, how much different stuff do I do, or how many different things should you try? Try them all. Try them all until you find the one you like. And then it's like, it gets really easy, because even when shit's up, you're on a mission. You're loving what you do, you know, and then it gets easy. And so that's just the approach I've always tried to instill in people who work for me and myself.
How would you educate your 5 boys?
Actually, I created a little school. It's small, it's only got 14 kids now, and it'll have 20 kids in September. It's called Ad Astra, which means to the stars. But there aren't any grades. There's no like not grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 type of thing. I'm making all the children go in the same grade at the same time, like an assembly line.
I know.
You know, because some people love English or languages, some people love math, some people love music, and different abilities at different times. It makes more sense to cater the education to match their aptitudes and abilities.
Love this story. So when Spanish triathlete Diego Mentriga, he noticed that British triathlete James Teagle went the wrong way in the race right before the finish line. So what Diego did is he waited at the finish line so Teagle could cross before him. And he said he was in front of me the whole time. He deserved it. And I know it's Sunday and all that, but I cried. It made me cry. I just like integrity. It's integrity on full display. You're my dude, Diego. I appreciate you.
Regret's scary. Regret. And that's what most people do. They build a life that leads to regret. Nobody old and about to die talks about what they did. They talk about what they didn't do. And you're in the best spot right now. You're in the best spot you'll ever be. Straight up. This is the time to be most thoughtful. But everybody wants you to figure out your life now. Your parents don't have their lives figured out. This is the time to taste and put yourself in good positions. You can do everything wrong for the next 10 years of your life and be young as fuck. And have unlimited time to do anything you want.
I met Bill Gates, and Bill said, you've got to have a computer. And he says, it's going to change everything. And I said, well, will it change whether people chew gum? And he said, well, probably not. Well, then I'll stick to chewing gum and you stick to computers, you know. I don't have to understand all kinds of business. There's all kinds of business I don't understand. Only when I see something I understand, and when I like the price at which it's selling, then if I swing, if I hit it, fine. If I miss it, it's a strike. But it's an enormously advantageous game. You may have an entirely different field of expertise than I would have, and probably much more up to date in terms of the kind of businesses that we're seeing evolve. And you can get very rich if you just understand a few of them and understand their future.
Do you feel that you're happier right now than when you were broke, or not really?
Sometimes. It's a sometime thing. But I feel like the way that I have money kind of took away a lot of my happiness.
I've bought pleasure for so long. You can't buy happiness. You can buy pleasure, though.
Happiness is an emotional response to an outcome. If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it.
No one should buy a home.
Interesting. Which is the opposite of the American
Homes
dream.
were not built for people. Homes were built for banks. The bank created that product to sell money. You can't just loan people money. You need a product in between. Like when people start really understanding what I'm telling them, they're like, wait, what did he just say? The bank can't lend money for just money. Like you need a reason to borrow money. Oh, you're starting a business. That's a reason. but it's really risky for the bank. What if a bunch of bankers sitting around drinking bourbon? Dude, we need to lend more money. We got to lend money out, man. That's how we make money. We get people to give us $1. We lend it out 9 times. We lend it out 9 times. We need something to lend the money on. So back in the 50s, they're like, everybody should have a home. They grinned. Everybody should have a home, right? Oh man, that's pretty good. We should call it something like the American dream.
I was stealing money from her. Her name was Sadie, and she was a teacher, and she used to have this big white cat that was about 20 pounds. I used to go over to her apartment when I was 12, 13 years old just to talk and keep her company. When she would leave the room, I would go into her wallet. I would take $20 or $40 from her wallet. And she was the most loving, caring, kind woman you could ever ask. And I was taking money from her. And years later, I told her. And she said to me that she knew that I was taking money from her, but she was fine with it because I was like her son. And she understood what I was doing and why I was doing it. But she gave me so much love and so much compassion, so much empathy, that even though I was stealing the money from her, she was giving it to me. I offered to pay her back all the money that I had stolen from her plus some, and she wouldn't take it. Because she knew she was just helping me get through some of the hard times in my life. My parents fought about the lack of money every single day, and that stemmed from my father being a gambler. He was going and gambling on cards and on horses, and almost every single night he and my mother would fight about his addiction, his gambling, and the fact that there wasn't enough money. At a very, very young age, not only was I doing things to make money so I can give a little bit to my mother and to have a little bit of money in my pocket to feel safe. Money in my pocket made me feel like I could protect my mom, I could protect my sister. And what I didn't know at the time was how much of my self-worth and self-esteem I was stripping away because of what I was doing as a kid. I didn't believe I was smart enough. I didn't believe I was good enough to do things legal. I didn't think I was worthy enough. And the thing for me that turned it all around was one man, one decision. The man was Alan Brown, and I had one lunch with him on a Friday afternoon, and he asked me what my goals were, what my vision for my life was. Or he asked me questions that nobody ever asked me. And in one lunch, the trajectory of my life changed. It was this one question that changed my life. And the question was, John, are you interested in achieving, or are you committed to achieving the stuff that you wrote? And I remember it like it was yesterday. I said to him, I said, Mr. Brown, what's the difference between interested and committed? And he said to me, he says, if you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. He says, if you are committed, you will do whatever it takes. So every day when I wake up and I brush my teeth, I have on my mirror my top 3 goals and the vision for my life. And as I brush my teeth, I'm reading the words to prime my brain. So it's brush your teeth, prime your brain. And I'm reading the words and I'm feeling what it would feel like to actually achieve the financial success I want, the physical success I want, the charitable contributions I want to make, the difference I want to make in the world. And it all stems from not wanting to have an ordinary life. I want to have an extraordinary life. And so everything that I do is geared towards how do I have and make sure that I have an extraordinary life. And brushing your teeth, priming your brain while you're doing that is one of the best habits you can ever get into.
Time my mom said, you need to get a job. I said, I already have a job. I'm just not getting paid yet. And I'm working on my dream. That's my job. If I'm going to pay attention to my nightmare, I should be able to work on my dream. Well, one of them is going to take my energy. I would rather give my energy to my dream than my nightmare.
This is like the championship Lakers. So, I'm going to get there at 3 o'clock, and I want to make sure I make 400 made shots. As I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant, already working out. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool. So I worked out for a good hour and a half. And when I came off, after I was done, I sat down, and of course I still heard the ball bouncing. I look down, I'm like, this guy's still working out. So he was working out for it looks like he was in a dead sweat when I got here. And he's still going. And it's not like his moves are nonchalant or lazy. He's doing game moves. And I've seen enough, go play, come back, get in the sauna, get ready for the game. That game, he drops 40 on us, okay? And after the game is over, I'm like, I have to ask this guy. I have to understand, why he works like that. So after the game, I'm like, hey, Kobe, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in. And I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you. Work harder.
You know how many committees we have at Apple? No. 0. We have no committees.
No committees.
We are organized like a startup. One person's in charge of iPhone OS software. One person's in charge of Mac hardware. Another person's in charge of worldwide marketing. Another person's in charge of operations. We're organized like a startup. We're the biggest startup on the planet. That's what we do really well. And we're great at figuring out how to divide things up into these great teams that we have and all work on the same thing, touch bases frequently, and bring it all together into a product. And teamwork is dependent on trusting the other folks to come through with their part without watching them all the time, but trusting that they're going to come through with their parts.
So what would you say the biggest deception was? What was the biggest lie you were told?
It's not that simple.
Why not?
No, that's the biggest lie I was ever told. It's not that simple. And it's a lie they tell you over and over again.
What's not simple?
Any of it. All of it. It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple, Vinny.
So what's the truth?
That it is. That if you just do the thing that they tell you you can't, then it's done. And you realize it is that simple. And that it always was.
Being a lawyer was the only thing that I had ever expected myself to do, and my family expected me to do, since I was 12. And I did think, oh, what if I go to film school, I could get in the storytelling business, and that sounds good, and I think I could be good at that. But Dad's paying for school, so I got to call Dad. This is not going to go well, I think. So I decide, I plan it out. What's the best time to call him? All right, 7:30 p.m. Tuesday night. He'll be home from work. He'll have had a good dinner. He's having a beer with Mom on the couch. He'll be happy. He'll be open to a new idea. So I call him. Hey, little buddy, what's up? Hey, Pop. I don't want to go to law school. I want to go to film school. Now, I'm starting to sweat on the other end of the line, thinking I'm about to hear, you want to do what? You know, I was raised blue collar. You work your way up a ladder, and you're going to be our lawyer. And instead, what I hear is, well, is that what you want to do? I said, yes, sir. Got another 5-second pause. I'm going. And all of a sudden, I hear 3 of the greatest words that have ever been told to me. All right. Don't half-ass it. Don't.
Is your mom excited about your success as an actor?
No.
No?
That's not even a joke. She's just not.
Why not?
Because there's no stable income. Like,
really?
She doesn't understand
wild.
it. It's like she doesn't understand the term freelance. She doesn't get it. She doesn't like what are you doing? When I got nominated for an Oscar, yeah.
Yeah, you think that would maybe be?
I FaceTimed her. The first person I was like, yo, Mum. She's on the way to work. I was like, Mum, got nominated for an Oscar. She's like, congratulations. Does this mean you're gonna have a job?
Girl. Does she watch all your movies?
Yes, she does.
Does she like admire your work?
Nah.
No. Is she a critical mother?
Yeah.
Oh,
so when we went to the Get Out premiere, and then she was like, I was like, Mum, like, what did you think of the American accent? She was like, nearly there.
The first time I grabbed the mic, like in front of actual people that mattered, you know what I'm saying? Like at a club, I got booed. I remember that. It was very traumatic for me.
I was reserved and I was shy and had it in me, but wasn't quite sure how to bring it out yet. But once I got a mic, I was cool, but it was that prompted me to do it and get up there and not be scared to grab that and just rock.
Hip-hop has always been about bragging and boasting, and I'm better than you with this and I'm better than you with that. And I finally found something that, yeah, this kid over here, you know, he may have more chicks, like he may have better clothes or whatever, but he can't do this like me. You know what I mean? He can't write what I'm writing right now.
I feel like anybody can do anything they set their mind to. But it depends on how bad you want it, and I wanted to do it. You know, at this stage of my life, I don't feel like there's too much that I can't do. I don't mean to sound cocky enough, but if I like really, really want to do it, I don't give up that easy.